Saya mau mulai dari sini dulu. Ini kelompok si di sana Angga, Aspi, Ardiansyah, Arya, Aulia, Azra, Daeng, Indah, Kansa, Nurfaliza, Sri, Yulinda, and Zulfi. Who's going to present for this one? Dude.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Zulfi, okay, Pi.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum wabarakatuh.
I'm going to present our
present dong. I'm going to present.
What, sir?
I'm going to present
our result presentation, our result discussion about the
oh, next, sorry.
About the issue of the place of the ozone depletion. So let's start with the cause first. So the cause of the ozone depletion is air pollution, chlorofluorocarbons, and deforestation. And the effects is air pollution. And the effects is skin cancer, cataracts, decrease of health, disruption of the ecosystem, and climate change. And climate change. The cause. Wait, sir. I'm going to tell you about the explanation first. I'm sorry, sir. Wait, sir. So the following are the effects that can occur if the ozone layer is continually depleting. First is causes skin cancer due to high UV-8 radiation. And second is causes eye cataracts. And the third is decreased health. This is caused by a decrease in vitamin D in the skin. And the fourth is disruption of the ecosystem. The changing the flow of carbon dioxide exchange between the atmosphere and the biosphere. And the last one is climate change. The house's gas made a hole in the ozone, and finally it made a hole, and the global warming is happened, and made a climate change. And finally the last one is the can you use it? The last one, sir. And the status quo. So the response from the government and social and the world is they make the innovations and some resolutions how to prevent the ozone depletion. In Indonesia, so in Indonesia, so every year in 16th September, the world is celebrated Ozone Day. So in the special day, people around the world making some innovations to prevent the ozone depletion. And in Indonesia, the Ministry of Environment and Forestry together with BNSP signed a certification scheme for refrigeration and air conditioning technicism, which will serve as good guidelines for certifying institutions. And some other countries made policies to prevent the air prevent the ozone depletion. And as an example is in Thailand. Is in Thailand. Is in Thailand. So there was a campaign that aimed to increase public awareness about the ozone and climate protection, as well as increase stakeholder participation in the national and international efforts to protect the global environment and the global environment. Okay, ideas to solve. Sir, can you slide me, sir?
This one?
Make it smaller.
Oh, okay. Yes, okay.
So, how to prevent the depletion of the ozone layer? Okay, here's how we can do. The first is minimize the use of vehicles because the vehicles emission generated by vehicles will endanger the presence of the ozone layer due to the large number of vehicles. This can be overcome by starting to use public transportation to reduce the number of vehicles on the road. So in addition to reducing the depletion of the ozone layer, it is also a solution to reduce congestion. Sir, can you smaller the slide, sir?
Smaller the view, you mean, this one?
Because, is
it clear?
No, sir, not clear.
Okay, a second. What about this one?
No, sir. Kak di mana, sir? Ini terlalu besar, sir.
Terlalu besar?
Iya.
Okay, second ya, Bang. Okay, I'm going to make it. Is it also too big for you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, maybe I can use this one. Do you want it smaller?
Yes.
Second. Is it?
No.
Okay, wait a second. Just use the screen maybe. What about this one?
Masih terlalu besar, sir. Still too big.
Okay. Is it still that big?
Yes. Kayak di zoomnya dikecilin gitu, sir.
Let me check what can I do. You do it. Wait a second. Version of the screen. This one?
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, ideas to solve. The first is minimize the use of vehicles. So if we minimize the use of vehicles, it can decrease the carbon monoxide gas from the vehicles, so that the ozone isn't absorbed much gases, and it can prevent the ozone depletion. The second is using environmentally eco materials. So this thing is really help so that if using this This really help us because because it avoid using because it can decrease the containing methyl bromide, which also plays a role in ozone depletion. And such as an example is we avoid using pesticides containing methyl bromide because although pesticides are very useful for eliminating and killing pests that destroy crops, they can also damage the surrounding environment. Chlorofluorocarbons or FEAN are usually used as coolants in air conditioners, freezers, and other refrigeration machines. If forced to use the refrigerant items above, do periodic checks to prevent and minimize leakage of the coolant. And the third is greening the environment. So doing greening, start a greening movement like planting a tree. Cultivate at least one house, one tree. It can help. And the fourth is buy air conditioner and refrigerator equipment that do not use CFCs. CFCs gas is really dangerous for the ozone. So to minimize the CFCs gases, we can buy AC air conditioner or refrigerator which we do not use CFCs. And the last is avoid the consumption of gases strangers to the ozone layer, okay, such as CFCs, carbon monoxide, and the other. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Thanks for your group. I actually have questions, but I'm going to post it in. We're going to use the Jamboard for question and answer. I'm going to post it later, and you can just type your answer on it later. Thank you, Zulfi. Good job. Next is this group. From Aperos, Pudin, Putri, Rafida, who's going to present? Are you guys here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, who's that?
Rahma, sir.
Okay, Rahma. Go ahead, Rahma.
Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. Okay, how are you today? I hope all of you are fine in here. Okay, I'm in here to do presentations about our topic last week. It is an environmental issues. But my friend, I take the title from this topic is a plastic art on the ocean. But before I continue my presentations, let me introduce myself. My name is Rahma, as the vice speaker of my friends group from Affairs class. Okay. Firstly, based on data as we watch from people and government who has been observed the rate of production plastic. 150 million ton weekend production plastic for many years. And 80 trillion kilograms weekend production plastic for every days. And you know what? Like 80% of ocean full of plastic. So, yeah, according to the Dr. Lesis Nasis, it's not only the small problem she has ever heard, because it's including for the social plastic. Yeah, example like our oceans is full of the plastic now. And yeah, we're talking about how the detrimental is the impact. Firstly, because we're focused with this plastic, right? With the oceans, mostly animals have been died because they have eaten plastic. And it's about 370 species of marine animals have been just marine debris around the world, such as 7 species of sea turtles, 14 species of cetaceans, and 20 species of seals even, and 56 species of seabirds were found to be entangled and consume large amount of plastic. But the status quo is mostly people in the society, right? Mostly people only know the bad impact, but only the few of people understanding and realize how the detrimental is the impact. And yeah, and the few of people, they won't change their positive ideas become a greater actions. As I said before, like Dr. Lisis Nansis, if you know her, she is talking. She talked about her painful to collect plastic around ocean for many years. It's began from when the 2010 Haiti earthquake. She lost her job, her house, even her husband. And she found the good ideas and good action. It's collect all of plastic around ocean and the Haiti for many years. And after she collects this plastic, she changed with but she changed this plastic become a great a much income. And while the second is Mary Stinger. He thought like he's painful to collect all of plastic in the around ocean for many years. And after he collects this plastic, he made something like a surfboard craft, and he sells this craft become an income for him. And while the government, there was Germany government who built a new program. No, not a new program, but it's for the citizens, for their citizens who have the much plastic, for the many plastic, make the citizens will be easy to do recycle, because for one bottles, it can be the income. It's 25 cents. Yeah, the Germany government make an easy policy for their citizens to reduce their emissions about plastic. So from that, firstly, the cause of this case is unrealized of ourselves. We know that it's very dangerous about our environment, but only the few of people can realize it's very harm for the environment. And indirectly, we time by time we increasing our emissions for every day, and it's the money cause for this case. And yeah, the ideas to solve it is firstly change our mindset. We know we've learned that plastic is difficult things to be unraveled. We need 50 up to 100 years to make it be unraveled. But yeah, we always increase our emission, improve our emissions time by time. So I think we have to change our mindset that we have to responsibility about this case. And the secondly is start begin to reduce our activity with plastic. Maybe we can change our pocket from the plastic become a ordinary bag, or yeah, something like that. And yeah,
Okay, is that done, Rama?
I think that's all for me. If I have to say
Okay,
as long as my presentation, so I'm sorry. Thank you.
thank you very much, Rama. That's cool. That's from group 2 about the plastic arts. When the plastics in the ocean. Um, I believe that no one sent me the, but only two groups sent me. Others, no, yeah. I don't know.
My group, sir.
Who, Mutiara? What have you sent me the stuffs?
Sir,
Who's that?
last night, sir, the connection, sir, very bad, sir.
Okay,
This
so
morning I sent you, sir.
this morning I have checked it. Where is it?
Sir,
Where did you send me? In the Schoology or?
Schoology.
Let me check. Are you from Aven?
Sir,
No, Averus. Oh, Algorithma, right? Where did you post it? Let me check. Check what time did you send it? Okay, you send it at 9. Okay. Well, you have only 2 minutes to explain this in maximum. Okay?
Sir,
Yep.
can I share screen, sir?
Oh, you want to share your screen or I sent it already?
Just I set my presentation, sir.
This one, right?
Hello, yes, sir.
This is this one. That is fine. Yes.
I started, sir.
Yeah, just this one. You only have like 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Go.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
This from our group, Algorithma 1. This issue is about plastic waste. Okay, plastic waste is now a serious problem for Indonesia and other countries in the world. Plastic waste is not only found in land areas, but also in the sea. It can damage the ecosystem on land and sea. Coalition for Fisheries Justice note that every year at least 1.29 million tons of waste are dumped into rivers and seas. This fact has made Indonesia the second largest producer of plastic waste in the oceans. Okay, next is how bad it is. The effect of plastic waste is very much like can damaging the balance of nutrients in the sea, damaging coral reefs, reduce phytoplankton population, and then harmful to human health or the safety of underwater animals because of the chemical content in it. And then, because plastic waste that damage the environment has several causes, like the volume of waste is very large and cannot be matched by the capacity of the landfills. And then the distance between the landfills and the waste center is relatively far. 3 is waste processing technology is not optimal, and then less of public awarenesses or littering. Next is status quo. In 2016, the government issued a policy to reduce plastic with an additional 200 rupiahs fee for customers who want to use plastic. And in 2020, the government will promote a plastic-free Indonesian program by reducing waste by 70%, and also programs for activities who care about waste are also often carried out. Okay, and finally, our ideas for this. We choose bioplastic. Why bioplastic? Because in my opinion, the habit of people not using plastic is still very difficult. So the development of bioplastic is very necessary for the earth in the future. Because the process of making bioplastic use material that are easily biodegradable, such as trash or cellulose, so that the buildup of plastic can be controlled, and maybe other small things like using your own shopping bag, bringing your own drinking bottle and using a straw that can be used more than once. Okay, that's all for me. And I apologize if that our word very bad. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Faiz. That's very interesting about the bioplastic. Who's the other one is Mutia. Mut, did you send me? No?
Yes, sir.
Where?
By Schoology, sir.
I checked it this morning and I didn't find yours. Let me check again one more. You've just sent it. No, wait. Which one? Okay.
Adin yang kirim, sir.
Oh yeah, okay. It's 8. Let's add it. Okay. Same with wait a second. Faiz, just go straight to the point. You only have 2 minutes. Go. Now.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay.
Waalaikumsalam
I'm Mutiara
warahmatullahi
Rahma.
wabarakatuh.
I want to present what our group have discussion about flooding. So, flooding is a natural event where a piece of land that is usually dry land suddenly gets submerged underwater. So, why we choose to discuss about flooding? That because in Indonesia, since 2021, there are a lot of flooding in Indonesia. So the first, we will discuss about what's the cause of flooding. The first point is increased urbanization has reduced the ability of land to absorb rainfall through the introduction of hard, impermeable surface. This result is an increase in the volume and rate of surface runoff as less water infiltrates into the ground. The second, sir.
Yep. Next slide. Sorry.
No, sir.
No.
The second is bad farming practice. Some farmers have caused soil and water to flood into rivers, but leaving fields bare and compacting land with cattle and heavy machinery, even choosing the wrong direction to plug in can cause floods. And the third is deforestation. Deforestation is responsible for the loss of vegetation and soils. The vegetation holds down the soil, which acts as a sponge and absorbs most of the water when it rains. The next is, what's the impact of flooding? The first impact on people. There are injury and loss of life, expensive insurance, and also destruction of property. And the second is impact on the environment. There are pollution, destruction of natural ecosystem, and the last is rechange dry areas. The next slide, sir. Sir?
Yeah.
Okay. So by this problem, we get 3 ideas to stop this flooding. The first is Aquabex flood guard. We have spent some time discussing larger scale barriers. For a smaller scale appliance, we have the Aquabex entry barrier system. It's a small scale dam that is designed to seal off doorways and entrance to buildings. By creating a seal with the surrounding surface, the rising water is kept from coming into the structure when these barriers are applied to all of the buildings and trusses. The barriers is completely reusable and can be quickly deployed in times of emergency. The second idea is the Thames barriers. Flooding along the Thames River in England has been a persistent problem throughout its history. To combat this, engineers have designed a movable barrier system that is made of hollow steel. These structures from water gates that in times of high flooding can be revolved to stop water from flowing through. This design allows ships and other water traffic to pass through with ease during normal times, but authorities can still form it into a barrier quickly when a flood is looming. The structure have been in place since construction was complete on them in 1984 and have since been used over 100 times to protect the surrounding area from destruction. And the last idea is the rapid response water gate. When flooding is imminent, you often need a barrier to protect yourself. Sandbags serve this task in many scenarios, but they may require a significant amount of preparation and setup time. Plus, it's cumbersome to carry around. There is known as the water gate can be a useful alternative. This is a rapidly deployable device made of a PVC material. It utilizes the pressure of oncoming water to stabilize itself. This essential means that the flood waters are used to build their own dam. So that's for that's from my group. And Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Well, thank you very much for the last group. I'm going to send you the feedback later on in a group, yeah, and some questions that you can answer. But today we do not have any quiz or assignment. So thank you for today. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.